Hi guys, this is your girl Wakeji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I do hope that you're having a fantastic day wherever it is that you are and whatever time it is that you get to watch this Bible summary. If you're here for the very first time, karibu sana. We do hope that you stay around and you stick around all the way until, I don't know, the end of this Bible summaries, which I don't even know when that will be. If you're here as a returning subscriber or a returning listener, please remember to subscribe, to like, to comment, and most importantly, to share this video. So today I'm going to be sharing from a summary of Deuteronomy chapter 22, which I will be reading again word for word from the NLT version, which is the New Living Translation. So kindly stick through and let us learn what the Bible is telling us today. All right, so Deuteronomy chapter 22, this is what it says. So it doesn't have, it has one subtitle. It's a bit long, but don't worry. We're gonna do this. All right, so this is what it says. If you see your neighbors, all right, imejifunga, because if you see your neighbor's ox or sheep or goat wandering away, don't ignore your responsibility. Take it back to its owner. If its owner does not live nearby or you don't know who the owner is, take it to your place, keep it until the owner comes looking for it. Then you must return it. Do the same if you find your neighbor's donkey, clothing, or anything else that your neighbor loses. Don't ignore your responsibility. If you see that your neighbor's donkey or ox has collapsed on the road, do not look the other way. Go and help your neighbor get it back on its feet. A woman must not put on men's clothing, and a man must not wear women's clothing. I feel like this is like we were talking about people's donkeys, and then we are on women not wearing men's clothing and men not wearing women's clothing. Anyone who does this is detestable in the sight of the Lord our God. If you happen to find a bird's nest in a tree or on the ground, and there is a young one or an egg in it with the mother sitting in the nest, do not take the mother with the young. Do not take the mother with the young. You may take the young, but let the mother go, so that you may prosper and enjoy a long life. Like, no, don't go and take the young one, the mother, and now you take all of them. No, as in, let one of them live. Most likely, let the mother live, because that they will have more birds. When you build a new house, you must build a railing around the edge of its flat roof. That way, you will not be considered guilty of murder if someone falls from the roof. You guys realize that in these old days, actually most of the roofs were flat roofs. So flat roofs didn't start today. They were there long ago. They were trending then. Now they're trending now. You must not plant any other crop between the rows of your vineyard. If you do, you're forbidden to use either the grapes or from the vineyards or the other crops. Like, you know how you guys were, maybe, I don't know whether you guys do this, but as when we plant maize and beans, we'll do like maize on the like lines, and then katikati you just do beans. So that's what the Bible is saying that you can't do, that you shouldn't do vineyards and then you do other crops in between. If you do that, you can only use either the vineyards or the crops, but you can't use both. I would need to understand the explanation to that. You must not plow with an ox and a donkey harnessed together. You must not wear clothing made of wool and linen woven together. At the beginning, like here in this Old Testament, people are not allowed to wear clothes that had like two fabrics on it. So what were cotton and polyester? I'm gonna fit up. You must put four tassels on the hem of the cloak with which you cover yourself on the front, on the back, and on the sides. You guys remember why the tassels were there? They're supposed to remind people of the commandments that God has given them. So on the cloth, people would put like tassels on the ends of the cloths, that they can remember the commandments. Regulations for sexual purity. Suppose a man marries a woman, but after sleeping with her, he turns against her and publicly accuses her of shameful conduct, saying, "When I married this woman, I discovered she was not a virgin." Then the woman's father and mother must bring the proof of her virginity to the elders as they hold court at the town gates. Her father must say to them, "I gave my daughter to this man to be his wife, and now he has turned against her. He has accused her of shameful conduct, saying, 'I have discovered that your daughter was not a virgin.' But here is the proof. of my daughter's virginity. Then he must spread the white bed. Why did I even say white? Then he must spread her bed sheet before the elders. The elders must then take the man and punish him. Then must also fine him 100 pieces of silver, which he must pay to the woman's father because he publicly accused a virgin of Israel of shameful conduct. The woman will then remain with the man's wife, and he may never divorce her. But suppose the man's accusations are true, and he can show that she was not a virgin. The woman must be taken at the door of her father's home, and there the men of the town must stone her to death, for she has committed a disgraceful crime in Israel by being promiscuous while living in her parents' home. In this way, you will purge this evil from among you. If a man is discovered committing adultery, both he and the woman must die. In this way, you will purge Israel of such evil. Suppose a man meets a young woman, a virgin who is engaged to be married, and he has sexual intercourse with her. If this happens within a town, you must take both of them to the gates of the town and stone them to death. The woman is guilty because she did not scream for help. She did not scream for help. The man must die because he violated another man's wife. In this way, you will purge this evil from among you. But if a man meets an engaged woman out in the town and he rapes her, then only that man must die. Do nothing to the young woman. She has committed no crime worth of death. She is as innocent as the murder victim. Since the man raped her out in the country, it must be assumed that she screamed, but there was no one to rescue her. Suppose a man has intercourse with a young woman who is a virgin but is not engaged to be married. If they are discovered, he must pay her father 50 pieces of silver. Then he must marry the young woman because he violated her, and he may never divorce her for as long as he lives. A man must not marry his father's former wife, for this would violate his father. So there's a lot of sexual purity and sexual engagement instructions in this chapter, which is really, really good. But also at the beginning of the chapter, there's a lot of kindness instructions that are expressed and expected from the Israelites, which I believe are also expected from us. But what is kindness really? Like, how do you define kindness? Kindness is the quality of being friendly. It's the quality of being generous and being considerate. It's a type of behavior that is marked by acts of generosity, of consideration, of rendering assistance and concern for others without expecting praise or anything in return. So now that we have understood what kindness is, who do you think is deserving of kindness? Who do you think is supposed to be shown kindness? Is it just people who are of higher ranking than us? Is it just people who we need favor from? Is it just people who are serving us food in restaurants because you're like, wah, Mr. Kichakula mwitemewe mate? Is it just your parents, your elders, your relatives, your friends, or people from your tribe? Like, I'm going to be kind to this person because he's a Kikuyu or she's a Kikuyu, but I'm going to be unkind to this as a person because they are not Kikuyu. Like, is kindness supposed to be shown to specific people? No. Kindness is supposed to be expressed to everyone, regardless of their age, regardless of their skin color, regardless of their social standing, their education level, and even their faith. Especially, kindness is supposed to be shown to everyone, regardless of their faith. Kindness is to be expressed to all humanity. I wanted to say all living things, but I don't want to start a fight here about human rights. So animal rights. So let me just stick to let us first learn to show kindness to the next human being, to the other human being, even before we get to animals, which if I start this video will just go south because actually there are people who are so unkind to animals. But today we're talking about kindness to human beings, which is supposed to be expressed to each and every human being, regardless of how different they are from you. This is your girl Wakeji Kamore, and this has been Reflections by Wakeji Kamore.